This is Season 6 of the Team Roping Journals podcast, The Score. With over 2 million downloads, this is where Team Ropers talk. Hey everyone, it's Chelsea Schaefer. I am finally back in Colorado after a whirlwind of a month at Rope Horse Futurities and different travel that we had to do. So this is the second episode from the American Rope Horse Futurity Association's World Championships. This is with the incomparable Cade Rice talking about 7-Star Glow, the stud that they call Hank, that is the 2-time American Rope Horse Futurity Association Heeling World Champion. And after we recorded this interview, the horse went on and won the heading at the American Quarter Horse Association's World Championship. This horse is so fun to watch. Lucky for you, we have a ton of videos of him scattered across our social media because he's definitely one of the favorites to take videos of, to take pictures of. He is such a pretty boy. So this stud by CSR Dual Glow out of He's Done His Time mare 7's Tootsie Time was just absolutely amazing in Fort Worth, and I caught up with Cade back at the stalls at their family celebration to visit about this horse and about all of his abilities. So again, you've heard about this horse on this podcast before. You might have listened to last year's episode when he won, but we go over a few new things about this horse and his future. So thank you all for listening. Actually, I have a bonus for you. As I've been looking through my phone and all the interviews I recorded, I realized that I just wandered upon Joseph Harrison in the middle of a conversation about the horse that he won the 4-year-old world championship on, New One Time Blues, owned by Premier Rope Horses. So I am going to drop that interview here for you as well. Enjoy. This week's episode is brought to you by Gold Buckle Horse Sales. Gold Buckle Horse Sale has come up with a process to take the guesswork out of finding the right horse and allowing both buyer and seller to find the perfect match with confidence. Each horse consigned through Gold Buckle Sales is professionally photographed, videoed, and demoed by a professional Gold Buckle pro. You'll learn more about this program during this week's commercial break, but to look into consigning your own horse or viewing the current horses listed on their site, visit goldbucklehorsesale.com. Hey, is it more pressure doing it the second time?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you got everybody's watching that horse. Everybody knows that horse. You know, you had so much success throughout the year, and everybody's, asked, hey, you going to do it this year? How's it going to go this year? And you're like, anything can happen. Anything. It's team roping. And, yeah, there was some pressure. My heart was pumping 100 miles an hour every run, all 4 runs.
Yeah, and I feel like I was talking about this with Ty Smith today, and I said the studs right now, there's so much pressure on the studs because for the first time ever, people are investing in rope horses in a big way to promote stallions, to really kind of go big or go home when it comes to studs. Talk about, the short round was filled with studs. Talk about those horses, and what do you see going on?
I really believe that the roping horse deal is finally catching up, as it should have been a long time ago, with the reiners, with the cow horses, with the cutters. And I think that we're going to have a rope horse bloodline going. This is for rope horses, this is for rope horses, this is for rope horses. And I think it should have been done a long time ago. And I think Jay Wadhams has put on a hell of an event, and people want to showcase their products. And hats off to him.
I mean, that stud's great. What do you think makes him so exceptional?
He's good-minded. He scores good. Scores amazing every time. He never moves. He's got plenty of run. He's soft in the corner. He times the steer up so good, and he can swallow his done ass.
Walk me through that last run. You said you were nervous for it. You're glad it's over. Walk me through it.
Yeah, Joseph went and made a good run, and Dakota made a good run, and I looked at Lovell, and Lovell looked at me, and we just kind of shook our head and rode in the box. And whenever that steer set up, my horse just scored right there. That steer set up, and I just drove him to him, and he got on it. And it was, I didn't know what to do. I knew I'd want it. I'd never made a run like that on him before. I've made some amazing runs on him. That's the best run I've ever made. And that's the last Futurity he's ever gone to. He's 6 years old. He's going to be 7 next year. And I knew I did it. And I didn't know whether to throw my hat, so I threw my rope instead.
thought that was awesome. Have you ever done that before?
I've never done either before.
What's his future going to look like? What do you think, Mr.? Have you talked to Mr. Marshall about it? What, is he just going to the breeding barn?
We're going to try for the Super Horse this year.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to try that. And then I don't know if we're going to keep showing him in the quarter horse shows, or I know he's going to stand him at Stallion. But I don't know. We haven't really discussed it. But kind of one day at a time.
Have you crossed any mares on him yet?
They got some frozen semen out of him. I think he sold a couple straws, but I don't know really.
Do you have any mares? You don't breed many. You just train a lot. Do you breed any?
I don't breed any.
Are you
I guess
craving it?
We bred our good mare this year, Stylish Little Sister, to Would It Be Tough, and I might have to talk Marshall out of breeding.
I wonder if he'll let you have one.
He better.
You better. You might have to pay big bucks for it. Well,
I'll steal that straw for free.
What's it like heeling behind Colby? What does he do for you at these kind of events?
It's easy. It's easy. You know he's going to get out. You know he's going to get it on steer. You know he's going to set it up for you to either heel fast or heel him on third jump. And every handle is the same.
These futurities, I mean, you said this is that horse's last futurity. You have to start all over again next year. What are you starting with? What are you excited about?
I've got some really nice fours coming up that I wasn't able to show here. Jordan Allen rode one. Caleb Anderson rode two. I've got a really nice 5-year-old that's green at the house. And I've got some really, really nice 3-year-olds. And I can't wait to showcase them.
Oh, good. Is there a particular bloodline that you're really into right now, or are you just kind of whatever's great?
CSR Doglow.
I guess so, right? No. Do you have a bunch of them at the house?
I've got another 4-year-old that's come along good, and I'll break him out at the stock show, quarter horse show in Fort Worth, and then that's the only one I got. Marshall told me he's got a really nice mare that I'll get this fall, so I'm ready.
How do you've mentioned the quarter horse shows a couple times, and some people have been going lesser to them. Where do you have a bunch of customers that like the quarter horse shows? Do you still like the quarter horse shows from that's kind of where you started?
I think I've got a lot of customers that like the quarter horse shows. I think the quarter horse shows, for one, it's a good spot to take them colts and go and season them. And then you got some customers that just want to go to them. Them horses can be 8-9 years old, and let's go to the quarter horse show. Let's get qualified for the world show. And I like them. I like going to them. I like roping.
Do you have regatta buckle horses?
I've got 3. I'm going to ride Hank for Clay Logan in the 14. Then I've got a Would It Be Tough mare, and I got a Metallicat mare that I'm going to ride for Miles Baker and Ty Arnold in the Open, and then Jordan Allen and somebody else.
Oh, good. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We're going to take a break to talk to you about Gold Buckle Horse Sale, the presenting sponsor of today's episode of The Score. Years of experience have taught the Gold Buckle Horse Sale team that buying the right horse can really be tricky. From looks, demeanor, soundness, temperament, athleticism, to overall mind, there are a lot of factors that go into finding the right horse for you. Gold Buckle has come up with a process to take the guesswork out of finding the right horse. Each Gold Buckle certified horse is photographed and videoed professionally, as well as previewed and tested by a Gold Buckle pro. Now here is the process. Consigners submit an application to be in the Gold Buckle online sale. This application will be reviewed by their pro panel, and you'll be contacted by a Gold Buckle pro. Once that horse is approved, consigners will complete the intake form and pay the listing fee. At that time, your Gold Buckle pro will be setting up your demo and photographing and videoing the horse. Consigners will be given a day, time, and location for their horse to be previewed by that Gold Buckle pro in the area. The horse will be professionally photographed, and the preview will be videoed. The pro will talk through their checklist of items, such as talking about the horse's overall appearance, any blemishes they might have. They'll pick up all 4 feet, they'll saddle the horse, they'll put the bridle on, and they'll show the horse's overall demeanor. The Gold Buckle Pro will also ride each horse to give you and potential buyers their first impressions and overall opinions. So you will have an unbiased third-party evaluation and impression. Once all forms, photos, and videos are received, Gold Buckle will then confirm your sale dates and get them listed on the site. Goldbuckle provides 7 days of constant advertising and marketing for each horse, which is done prior to and throughout the sale. Once the sale is complete, you will be presented with the highest live money bid on your horse. From there, you and the buyer will arrange transportation for the horse. Each horse comes with 30 days of mortality insurance to protect buyers in case something happens. You can learn more about the Goldbuckle horse sale process and find out about upcoming sales at goldbucklehorsesale.com. I want you to tell me about this horse, Joseph. Tell me, when did you get him? It wasn't that long ago, right?
So, I'm going to say that I got him sometime in June. Matt Cook had rode him for the cow horse deal, won 10th on him last year at the Snaffle Bit. It's obvious he's a talented young horse. He's by one-time Pepto and out of New Baby Blues. Anyway, man, he's got a ton of feel in his belly. He's very alert little horse. He's real fast and he's real strong. So once we got headed in the good direction, thank you. Once we got headed in the good direction, man, it's just been, I've only took him, this is the third time I've had him away from home. First time was at Rock Springs. I roped a leg on him to win second. I won fourth anyway. I won the platinum medal on him at Guthrie, and then now we've won the 4-year-old and he's second high call back tonight. So honestly, he's just a sweet colt, man. No. Both horses I rode.
Yeah. Time to Glow is Bobby's baby. Is there pressure on riding Bobby's baby?
You know what? So this is more pressure for me than running steers at the NFR. And I'll tell you why. Because at the NFR, man, it's me and my partner. You know what I mean? And I don't want to let him down. I need to do good. But man, I'm letting one guy down if I don't do a good job. And at this deal, like, you've got breeders and owners, and as it turns out, Bobby's a breeder and owner of his, and spent all the time himself. You know what I mean? And then, you know, Premier Rope Horses, Jason Ritchie and Clay Smith, and them, they own this new One Time Blues, and you got a lot of people counting on you to do your job. So this is a ton of pressure, and to be real honest with you, it's where I do the best. When I feel like there's a brick on my chest, I do better. It takes a little bit of the thinking out.
Now you have to go back and forth tonight. You guys are going to have to run one more with the new format. How do you feel these two horses, or are those the only two 4-year-olds you have, these two?
It's the only two 4-year-olds that got back.
Yes. So tell me about that, like the new format and how it's going to affect your approach. Are you going to spend a lot of time in between scoring, or obviously they're not head horses, but
man, I'm not. To be honest, they are just babies, so they've got a chance to mess up every steer. Mm-hmm. So you know what? They're a little tired, which is not a bad thing, but I also don't want to sit around on them all day and their back gets sore or belly gets sore or get them stressed out. So I'm just going to let them hang out in their stalls and chill out, maybe eat a little something, tie them over their water.
What are you going to eat between now and then? Do you eat on days you compete, or do you get nervous and not like to eat?
We ate lunch, and I ate a good lunch. I won't eat anything else in between now and then. And maybe I'll be a little hungry when they start.
What is that saying about hungry tigers run faster?
That's right.
Something like that.
Well, what the saying is I can run faster scared than you can mad. But, yeah.
Very good, Joseph. Tell me about this. Does this make 4 American Rope Horse world titles, or do we don't count the 4-year-olds yet?
Not yet. It don't. Which we don't count the 4-year-olds. I won the 4-year-old another time.
You have, okay.
On Shine Jose. He belongs to my wife and I, and. But anyway, yeah, this is the second time I won the 4-year-old deal, and if everything goes the right way tonight, it could be number 4. So,
you've had some amazing horses that you've won world titles on, and I am sure you cannot rank them, but how can you compare this one to the other 3?
So, I told my wife here just the other day when we were talking about him, because everybody loves him. I mean, he's cool as a little cucumber all the time. And he's a cute little horse. He's got everything. So he is the first time that I've had a Patron in my own program without Bobby's program. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Bob used to say it all the time. It didn't make any sense to me for a long time, but he'd call them horses thieves. This man's just a little thief. He can steal more than he can win. And that's this colt here too. I mean, he's talented. He can run. He can stop. He's got everything. But his little presence and the way that he does it, and the way that he heads off towards the box, and all that stuff plays a part, in my opinion. You know, I think you get him liking him before he ever hits the butt bar. And then if they're still liking him when he leaves the box. After he leaves the butt bar, the arena's where all the fun stuff happens. So if, like I said, if he'll stand there nice and quiet in the box tonight, I got me a good chance, I feel like.
Absolutely. Now, it has changed. The sport's changed a lot since your first world title. Would you say?
Yes.
I mean, talk about that. How much have things changed in the last? 2017 was the first year they did this. 2018 was your first world title.
Yep.
So how much has it changed since then?
Well, I think this year we had 273 heel horses, and I think the first year that I won it, we had 170. So there's 100 more horses. The colts are better. I don't know that they're any better, but the guys are better. The guys are doing a better job riding them. There's more guys, so there's more colts, more chances at good colts. So all that playing in, I don't even know how many 4-year-old heel horses were entered yesterday, but a lot.
A lot, yeah.
I mean, a lot. And in my opinion, the 4-year-old deal is so important. Shouldn't be giving away what I think a lot of the time, but the 4-year-old deal is so important because of the double dipping.
Yes.
Now, if you've got a mediocre 4-year-old, you're pissing in the wind, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Double dipping. You can still make it back on him. You can still do good on him in the 4-year-old deal. But if you've got a real one, I mean, if you've got a couple of real 4-year-olds, and to be honest with you, I'm going to throw Lloyd Coxon, Christina, and them, Kathleen Moore, a shout out. I messed up on maybe one of the very best 4-year-olds I've ever been on in my whole life. I got a front leg in it yesterday on the second one. When you've got 4-year-olds like those, and I'm not saying the other guys don't have those 4-year-olds, they do. Mm-hmm. But when I've got them in my string, I feel like I can make way more money on them down here than I can one that's 6. I'm just going to throw you one little example. The year that I won it on Rico, W&D Affair, I won the 4-year-old on Shine Jose.
Yeah.
Well, I won 3rd in the first round, 3rd in the 3rd round, and won the average. At that point, it was the highest composite score ever. And I think I won $32,000 on W&D Affair. In the 4-year-old deal, I never placed in a round. I won the 4-year-old deal. I come back and I won 7th on him in the main composite, and I won $28,000 on that 4-year-old. And the money's better now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that paid. I didn't see the check. Somebody said $25,000.
That's what they said, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what it pays tonight. I haven't seen or heard the payout. It pays $25 tonight. Mm-hmm. Okay, so all that being said, you strike and you double dip them on a 4-year-old. Now, on a 6-year-old, main composite scores, all I can win on him is $25,000. Mm-hmm. But I can win $50 on that 4-year-old if everything goes right.
Yeah.
Now, that makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing I was thinking about is the people from 2018 to now, the people who have put money into it as far as building programs. There are these new rope horse programs that never existed before, like your custom, like Premier Rope Horses. They just really started this past year when they bought the first stud from the 6s. So talk about that. Like how much has that changed the game? All these people willing
to.
You
look at it like this. 2017, when this thing started, it was the first year we had it down here. There were no Premier Rope Horses. Mm-hmm. There were no Relentless Remuda.
Trevor was sitting here watching it, trying to figure out how to do it.
I remember him calling me, making fun of me from the stands. But there was no Relentless Remuda. Yeah. There was no A&C racing and roping.
It was A&C racing.
That's right.
Period.
There was no A&C racing and roping.
Yes.
So you think about all those programs and the money that people have tied up and put into those horses. Now, just like we just got done talking about, we're not riding rejects. The horse that I just won the 4-year-old, New One Time Blues, they won 10th on him last year at the Snaffle Bit. So it's obvious that he made it.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. Like, if people are just team ropers that don't watch sorts of things, the fact that he won 10th at the Snaffle Bit is a massive accomplishment.
It wasn't like he was a reject at his craft before. He was a good horse at that. Mm-hmm. That makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. You know, I've told people that for years. They say, man, how you like them Cutter rejects or Rainer rejects? I say, I don't want a reject. I want one that made it. Because he's a good horse. You know what I'm saying? And you know what they do? They cost money. So it is, I'm not saying it's going to turn into just a money game. But I am going to tell you, unless you just get, sure enough, lucky, you're gonna have to butt heads with some guys that'll go find them good colts and put them in good trainers' hands. Say, okay, here you go, buddy. See what you got.
And you're able to make, I mean, your sponsors, I'm looking at your shirt right now, your sponsors haven't backed off because you're not rodeoing. They're still part of the game. You're able to make a good living right now. You're doing well at the horse training game when, you know, before you were rodeoing and making a living. And talk about that.
Well, we've done this the whole time. I was showing horses before I started rodeoing, you know, say full time. And you can do both. It's obvious that you can do both. But this is the way I feel. Every year when I would get home, you ask my wife, I would say, I would just be in a tizzy. Man, my horses, they're not ready. Everybody's been riding theirs all summer, haven't been riding mine. And we still got by. We done some good on them horses, and I had some really good colts, and so we were fortunate. But I will say this, being home all summer and being able to haul those colts around and season them, that's made a difference. If I hadn't been home this summer, I wouldn't have one-time blues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where I'm at on it is, yes, my people, my endorsers have been super awesome for my work change, we'll say.
Yeah.
Everybody stayed right with me. Nobody has excluded me from where we were at. I do my best to still do for them what I'm supposed to. It's been very good, and I hope it can continue just this way. But if I have my choice, I'm doing this. I love this. I get to spend time with a lot of nice young horses.
I love it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations. Hopefully talk in a little bit.
Thank you.